Hi there, Ed Moses, and welcome back to Project Mindset. Today I am going to do a book review for you. I just finished another book, and excitedly enough, it was a very good book, I think. And it's called The Irresistible Offer by Mark Joyner. Now, I heard about this book through a marketing guru that highly recommended that this is a must-read for people that want to really escalate their business and become more productive and more successful. And after reading this book, I can see where that really fits in and how a lot of people really missed the bus on this, on the point that this book really makes. Now, Mark, one of the Irresistible Offer, it kind of self-explanatory when you hear the title. Self-explanatory in the sense that when you offer somebody something, it's got to be something that they feel they can't live without, and the offer you make must be something that is so valuable that it's like they see the quality in it or the desire that this is really something I need, it's something that I want, and they don't mind digging in their pocket to pull out that credit card or the money to pay for it. One of the examples that I thought was really cool, and when I was a kid I always heard this slogan, and I never really thought about what was behind the whole thing other than it just sounded good, and that was Domino's pizza, 30 minutes or it's free. Hot pizza, 30 minutes or it's free. And I never really dawned on me what was behind all of that. I just thought, it just sounds right, it just goes really smooth. But what that did for Domino's was it just escalated their business to the point where people are like, well, I'm in a hurry, I don't feel like cooking tonight, it's been a hard week at work, whatever, and we're going to order pizza for the family and have that over with. And 30 minutes is free, and it's like a lot of people wanted to just test the system to see if it actually worked. If I have to wait more than 30 minutes, I got a free dinner, right? And so a lot of people would go for that just because the pizza wasn't pricey anyway, and they delivered it to your door, hot, fresh right out of the oven. So pretty good deal indeed. So if you can see, that's really the whole idea behind what this book is. When you have a business, you create an offer that is so irresistible that your customers get in front of the right customers, the right people that are hungry for the product you have, and you basically give them something irresistible. So in other words, what you give them is something that is of high quality, something that is worth more than what they're paying, or so they feel as though they're really getting a deal. People they don't want to be ripped off. They don't want to buy something cheap. As a matter of fact, people will spend more money on something of higher quality than something that's not high quality if they perceive it that way. So by being catchy and giving an offer to people that are hungry for a product like yours, you get it in front of more people, and the people that are willing to pay for it, they're ready to go. You basically get a hungry crowd of people that want your product, and it's sold. So I'm not going to try to explain the whole book because you really should get a copy and read it yourself. But he goes through some other companies and why they failed, because they failed to use an irresistible offer of that nature, where the underdog comes in and actually wins all the business or a lot of that business over. One of the examples was like Apple versus Microsoft, and a pretty good example really, because if you think about it, Apple did really well, but they're more of a niche computer. They're not in every household, or you don't find Apple computers in most corporations or businesses. So there's an example right there. But what I liked about the book was Mark has a good way of explaining things, and as he goes through the explanations that of the different stories of in the corporate world and business world of different situations and why things worked and why they didn't work, it's really easy to understand. He's got a good way with words, and because of that, I thoroughly enjoyed reading the book. I went through it pretty fast because it was a good read. But now I'm going to keep this book by my computer, so when I'm doing my own marketing, I've got something to reference, some things to get some ideas from. Because I mean, it's just just chock full of some great things. I think one of the best things that I learned from this is selling by word of mouth, and not necessarily you going out selling your product by word of mouth, but with this irresistible offer, if you can create enough happy customers, these people will go tell their friends how good your product is, and next thing you know, you've got free advertising, and that's the best advertising because it's coming from a happy customer. In the same sense, you can lose business because if you give them this irresistible offer, but your product it sucks. The next thing you know, they're running around telling everybody that your product sucks, and well, guess what? That's not good for business, of course. So what do I think of the Irresistible Offer? I say, yeah, it's a good book. It's definitely a must-read if you're a marketer. Even if you're not a marketer, if you're just trying to get a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever, this is, it depends on how you read it and look at it. It works. It's got some great advice. It's got a chock full of good information, and it's definitely a must-read. I give this definitely a thumbs up because I learned quite a bit from this book. And actually, I wish I would have had this book back when I first started because I think it would have created a larger light bulb over my head of ideas that would have got me going a lot sooner. So. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and I enjoyed making this video, and as always, the reason I created Project Mindset was to find a better way of doing things, and understanding how to market and how to put an irresistible offer in front of people for a quality product. What else can you ask for? So, how you use Project Mindset, well, that's really up to you, but I can tell you one thing, it is just a better way. Thanks again for watching the video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye now.